Thank you everyone for joining this webinar today. I'm Strati Moustakis. I'm the content marketing specialist at PC Bennett Solutions. And we really appreciate you joining our webinar today, revving up your automotive aftermarket business with AutoFitmentPlus. AutoFitmentPlus is a really unique piece of proprietary technology that PC Bennett created that brings ACE's fitment data into your back office by having it baked into Acumatica, which is a cloud-based ERP. Having that fitment data built into your end-to-end solution really revolutionizes how your organization is able to perform because it creates really unique efficiencies that boost employee productivity and makes your customers' lives easier when they're interacting with you because that year, make, model information is baked right into your system. I'd like to mention that you can throw any questions you may have into the chat or the Q&A feature, and we can address those towards the end of the presentation. So please feel free to throw anything that is relevant and on the top of your mind in the chat, and we'll make sure to address it. So now that I've framed up this webinar, I'd love to pass the mic over to Nathan Newberg, who's our technical sales engineer, and he's going to take you all through a presentation and demonstration of the power of AutoFitmentPlus. So Nathan, I'll leave it to you.
Thank you, Strati. Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Nathan Newberg. I am the technical sales engineer here at PC Bennett Solutions, and I'm really excited to talk to you about this today because we're going to be discussing a couple of my favorite things. We're going to talk about cars. We're going to talk about e-commerce. We're going to talk about perfect data, or at least how we strive for perfect data. We're going to talk about business intelligence and what ERP is and what digital transformation means for automotive businesses. We're going to talk about some of the challenges of automotive parts and fitment and how PC Bennett and Acumatica can help you stay at the front of the pack with competitive technology. And then we'll demonstrate some of what can be done with a complete end-to-end business solution. And then we'll follow up with some contact details and answer any questions that we might have. Enterprise Resource Planning, or ERP, is a category of business software designed to optimize the flow of information, materials, and cash in your organization. So what can you do with it? With a system like Acumatica, you can integrate using its award-winning REST API and the PC Bennett development team of rock stars. We can definitely help you connect your system to any other systems that you might have out there. And Acumatica has a very robust independent software vendor community and ISV community with many extensibility options out there. And if we can't get it from the marketplace, we can use an integration platform as a service or an iPaaS solution to connect some more of those even more desperate systems. Our award-winning UI and lightning fast search will bring back results on your data when you need to know the answers to those questions that you ask about your business and its health. And using dashboards and generic inquiries and other reporting tools in Acumatica, we can even take that data and use it in pivot tables and charts and gauges to get some real-time visualizations into the health of your company at any one time. Using cross-module workflows, we can connect your quote to cash and procure to pay workflows using native retail commerce connectors for Acumatica for BigCommerce and Shopify, as well as Amazon Web Services, and using some third-party tools to connect to many other extensible e-commerce systems out there as well. We can help you maintain your manufacturing operations and collect data on the shop floor with mobile data collection devices. We can get actual materials and labor reporting statistics from the shop floor. We can help you with your project accounting, fixed asset management, and then using the core system of Acumatica, its financial suite, connect with your bank feeds for integration to your banks and corporate credit card reconciliation as well. So with a system like Acumatica, you get access to your data using any modern browser anywhere in the world, authenticated secure connections using Amazon Web Services and the robust infrastructure there. And you can use all of that connectivity to stay in touch and even approve purchase orders and workflows from your smartwatch without putting down your fancy drink or leaving the shelter of your umbrella or your lounge chair. But when we're talking about automotive, we're facing some unique challenges. Definitely something that you don't see in other areas. There are so many vehicles out there. You can imagine how many different kinds there are, from the very first until the most modern ones. And now we've got EVs coming into the market with even more variation. We've had some major supply chain disruptions and materials shortages, reducing the amount of new vehicles available, inflating commodity prices the world over are definitely posing challenges for getting all of that information flowing, materials in and out. And then, of course, there's no accounting for taste. You've got many different personalities out there and as many different styles for their vehicles. So we want to make sure that we're supplying as many as we can. Then you've got many different systems possibly connected or not connected and not talking to each other. You've got siloed data connections. You've got your e-commerce. Maybe you've got your finance software. Maybe you've got your manufacturing software or something to maintain quality. But without all of those systems talking to each other, you're really not yet what we would consider a digital business. And digital transformation really means that you get all of that connectivity and real-time access to that data. And then, of course, there's the challenges with data standards in the industry and how much information there is, how many different kinds of products and different vehicles. The automotive industry has introduced some standards for maintaining that data. And of course, being in compliance with those standards is a daunting task if you don't have the right tools. So we'll show you how to get out front quickly and do what it takes to stay ahead of all of those challenges. Because competition is massive in the automotive industry. E-commerce in the aftermarket industry has shown a compound annual growth rate will rise by 9% in the next 3 years, and it's projected to grow to nearly 70 billion by 2030, and that's just the e-commerce part. People are holding onto their cars for longer. The average age of vehicles is up for 5 straight years now. People kept their cars for 2 months longer than they did last year, and that means 3.5 million more older vehicles on the road than last year. And what this means is that we're seeing a change in consumer buying patterns. We're purchasing more parts and customizing our older cars ourselves, which is driving up sales for the aftermarket parts industry. And that raises the question of how easy it is to do business with you. We all know that e-commerce can improve cash flow. Getting online payments means more on-time payments. You get those credit card processed payments right away, which makes it easier, of course, for your customers and more convenient for them as well. Means fewer mistakes in your data entry. And that means fewer calls asking what happened. That frees up your staff. They'll spend less time answering all those questions and on other non-productive things. Get everybody focused on what keeps the business moving forward. E-commerce also enables you to bring your products to market faster. You can put new products up in just a few clicks, and we'll talk more about that. A tight integration between your e-com platform and your ERP means that you can use one database to maintain all of the data and all of those records across the systems, keeping everything in sync and up to date. And of course, making it easier to maintain that all in one place. Receiving product into inventory updates the availability on your site. Selling online reduces the availability in your ERP and other connected sites as well. Your accuracy is improved. You get no more lag time with manual entry, no more copy paste of orders from an email to your system. You can just have those directly integrated with API connections. Self-serve options for your customers, ability to check on order statuses means your staff doesn't have to spend as much time, again, answering those what happened questions. So let me ask you again, how easy is it really to do business with you? And can that be improved? It takes only 6 seconds for a prospect to decide whether to stay or leave and find an alternative to your company. PC Bennett and AutoFitmentPlus can offer a complete and integrated ERP solution. So in addition to our world-class accounting package to maintain your ledgers, we can help streamline warehouse management, automate processes, reduce errors, increase productivity, pick, pack, and ship using native mobile apps and barcoding, our directed paperless picking, and we can prioritize picking with advanced wave and batch picking workflows. We can streamline inventory processes including physical inventory. I give you 360-degree visibility into your inventory at any one time and the assets in your business. Flexible item management means you can make a stock item a non-stock item and vice versa. Using kitting, we can assemble light manufacturing and put different parts together at order time. Using matrix items, we can organize items with facets like different sizes and colors and make maintaining a large inventory SKU database very easy. Quality traceability you'll get with lot and serial tracking directly baked in. And our robust replenishment capabilities help you balance supply and demand. And then you can enhance your marketing and sales processes using configurable CRM and sales workflow features. We can convert opportunities to orders without re-entering pricing or discounts, and track your pipeline as it grows and evolves. We can easily locate customer orders to verify delivery status, and then record tasks and communication activity history with particular orders. And then, of course, we can follow up using automated dynamic marketing lists to send out our mass emails. So maybe we want to let our customers know of a new version of a product that they've bought before. We can use their sales history to develop a list to our potentials. So AutoFitmentPlus, powered by Acumatica, is a specialized solution from PC Bennett, which connects your Acumatica Cloud ERP to vehicle classification data. So you can set up things like ACEs for your application, and then do VIN validation and tracking. It keeps your fitment parts information up to date using a single comprehensive management solution, both customer present and online. Having a system like this means you can filter and identify the parts that you need. So no more manual database updates, no more maintaining one-off spreadsheets, no more searching for paper catalogs to reference. We're going to get out of that analog state and really into a digital transformation.
And Nathan, on this specific slide, I see you notice VIN validation and identification. Does that also imply the ability for a business to track the work that they have done with a specific vehicle based on its VIN?
Great question. And yes, it certainly does. That's one of the features that we've built into AutoFitmentPlus. So you can associate a vehicle identification number with your customer. We've also included the ability to include a vehicle owner that may or may not be the same as your customer. Maybe you're dealing with a dealership or a body shop, and you want to track the sales to the body shop, but you also want to know that it went on that particular vehicle. So when John Doe sells it to Joe Smith, you know the history of all the parts that went in there. So with all of this, we're striving to be future-proof, and Acumatica helps do that using a system framework built in such a way that it can evolve and change with the growing technology. We can help you manage your inventory. You can drop ship if you don't carry any inventory. You can use this as a completely sort of headless solution. We'll help you streamline ordering and replenishing with sales orders, purchase orders, requisitions, and replenishment calculation. Like we talked about, we'll help you manage your stock and non-stock items, offer you cross-sell and upsell items when you're on the phone with the customer and you want to alert your sales representative to maybe some new product available in the company. You'll gain speed using barcoding and increase visibility with dashboards, reduce your order times, and increase accuracy and efficiency. Integrated service management tools allow you to drag and drop schedule your jobs on a visual calendar board. You can also use skills filtering to make sure that the right technician gets put on the right repair order or installation. You can use the native mobile apps to capture signatures and payments directly in the shop. And with our native commerce connectors, you'll get that near real-time sync of orders and product availability across your e-com systems, and including your discounts and promos, keeping all your online and offline pricing and orders in sync. So now let's talk about how that works, actually, and I can give you an example. We'll demonstrate a little bit how e-commerce, how Acumatica connects to in our example, a BigCommerce site. So what we're looking at here, you should see my Acumatica dashboard. We're looking at the Commerce Sync Monitoring dashboard. I'm logged into my Acumatica user interface here. I'm looking at my home screen for the role that I'm playing today. I'm the Commerce data guru. So I'm going to flip over to our PC Bennett BigCommerce website. This is a website, e-commerce site built on the BigCommerce platform for our demonstration purpose. You'll notice that down here we've got some featured products, and we're going to go ahead and add one to that list of featured products today, a new product in our Acumatica. I'm going to move over to my stock items screen here in Acumatica, and we'll grab one of our items similar to the new one we're going to be adding. So here's an item, we're going to copy it. I'm going to add in a new item here. We'll give it a name. We can paste in the data from the item we're upgrading and save it. This gives us a good opportunity to look across our tabs here, detail tabs, and make sure that all our information is up to date, the pricing is correct. We'll take a look at our attributes here. We can drag and drop some images of our product to make sure that it looks good on the site when we get it uploaded there. So I'll just drag some images here from my desktop and save that. We can take a look at the cross-reference or related items. Maybe we have some upsell, cross-sell items that we want to alert our customers of. We'll take a look at the description tab to make sure that we've got an appropriate and rich text web description for our item here. We can copy that over from our previous template item and save it. Then I'm going to jump over here to the last tab, our e-commerce tab. Here I'm going to set the visibility to featured, and this is going to allow it to show up there on the front page of our e-commerce website. So now that we've got everything connected there, this should, using our real-time sync, push up that new product information to the website. And while we're waiting for it to do that, we'll go ahead and receive some new inventory in so that we have some product to sell. And we can demonstrate that we have inventory available on the site there. So if I put in my new item, we'll bring in 20 of those. Remove the hold and release the receipt. Okay. So now how does that data get up to our BigCommerce site? If we take a look at our BigCommerce stores screen in Acumatica, we'll see here that we've got our test store set up. And if I jump over to the entity settings tab, you'll note here that some of them support real-time export and import. You'll note that we've got stock items, non-stock items, product availability, and sales orders and shipments all set up to sync in real time with our site. So let's take a look at our dashboard one more time and see if we've got any updates. Looks like we've got some images and stock item in our updates in our sync history for today. So if I jump over to my BigCommerce site again, I should hopefully see some changes here. There we go. So it looks like we've got that new ram air intake system number 329B all set up and ready to go. We've got 20 of those in stock. So again, very easy to add new parts to your e-commerce website, just a few clicks. We'll jump back over to our presentation. And then, so what happens when you need to fit that part to a car? You've got a big challenge here. There are a lot of different kinds of cars. So how do you know that it fits the car? How do you know that all of the information, the data that you're providing for that fitment application is correct and appropriately formatted for the ACES standard? And this is where we can bring in another product called a product information management solution. We're proud to introduce an integration with PDM, product data management solution, leaders in the industry for maintaining auto vehicle fitment data and product information data. And using this native integration developed by PC Bennett to catalog this data, we can use some of the tools available in PDM to add new products. We can copy existing products, create ones from scratch, or using their built-in bulk upload tools, we can export, manipulate, and re-import data in a very efficient way. With gap reports, we'll be alerted of errors in our data or any warnings that might exist, or recommendations for new vehicle years that may have come out or new classifications that might fit that part. All with live validation so that we can get even closer to that perfect data state. And being an online connected system, of course, you can access this from anywhere, and it will help you with automated suggestions for keeping that data in sync.
Nathan, one question I do have is, on this webinar, we were really focusing on the e-commerce integration, that the power of the e-commerce integration with Acumatica. But what if, some businesses still do a lot of business in person or over the phone? Does our solution also provide any benefits to people who are still working in that modus operandi?
That is a great question, and happy to say that we do have the answer for that. And I can show you how it works too. So let's jump over into our Acumatica instance one more time, and we'll talk about the PDM integration, what we can do with it. So you should see my dashboard again. I'm going to jump into my inventory stock items. We'll take a look at that new one that we just created, 329B here. You'll note at the top of the screen, I've got a button here that says add item to PDM. So maybe I want to indicate some vehicle classification data for this and specify the fitment. So we can see here, using our secure API, we've got a confirmation message that the item has been added to PDM. Go ahead and click OK, and you'll note that the buttons at the top here change. We can now update the item in PDM, or if I click View Item in PDM, it's going to take me right over to my PDM interface where I can review the product and apply any vehicle-specific information to it. So as it pulls up the product here, it's scanning against its validations and alerting me that we need a part type. So let's go ahead and select a part type here. It's a ram air intake. So we'll select air and fuel delivery, turbocharger ram air, and it's a ram air kit. Go ahead and save that. I'm going to move over to the application tab here, where it's going to let me know that I need a new application. So I'm going to let it know that we expect this part to fit a Ford F-150. Model years 2015 to 2020. Holding the shift key here, I can indicate a range of years. You'll note that I can also specify submodels or regions if they apply. If I don't, that means it applies to all. So we'll go ahead and save that. One more thing here, it's alerting me that I need a quantity, a minimum quantity for this fitment. So let's jump back into the edit the application. And here on this second row, I can specify that we'll need one of those. Okay, go ahead and save it. There we go. We've got clean data now, a good set of parameters for our item all configured in PDM. Now we need to know that that fits the product that we're looking, the vehicle that we're looking for. We've got a customer here in front of us. They drive a Ford F-150. We want to make sure that they get the right part. So how does that look in Acumatica? If I go ahead and enter a new sales order, I'll be able to show you on the sales order screen here. As soon as we select a customer, we'll be able to specify the year, make, and model of that customer's vehicle. And using our Add PDM Items button, automatically pull up a subset of items filtered that will fit that vehicle specifically. Again, this is going to help you reduce errors. You're going to get the right product out to your customers the first time, minimize those returns that are so costly, and of course, increase the satisfaction and hopefully get return customers out of that as well. And how does that actually look in reality? Now, it's great to talk about things in theory, but when we can show you a real life tangible example like we have here on the screen, PC Bennett has helped our client Van Cafe with their BigCommerce site and integrating with Acumatica. They went online with BigCommerce and live in Acumatica, and shortly after saw a 24% increase in orders, a 77% increase in average order value, and 119% increase in revenue in just under 3 months after going live. So again, some real world examples here of how this can help you in your business.
Yeah, Nathan, this is fantastic, and it's great to see the results that we've driven for certain clients of ours. But can you really give us a demonstration of the flow from point of sale, meaning that big commerce environment you've been working in, to the back end of a business once an order is placed, and meaning sending that information to the warehouse or manufacturer?
Absolutely, and happy to do it. Thank you for that opportunity. Let's go ahead and jump back over to our BigCommerce site. I'm going to go ahead and place an order for this new part. We've got 20 of them available. I'm going to play the role of an online customer here. I'm a returning customer. I've got a profile set up, although our BigCommerce integration will allow you to create new customers on the fly in Acumatica. So as soon as a new customer comes to your website, it'll create a profile in your Acumatica ERP, so you can track that customer's activity over time, and they can get reports on orders, order status and history. Also works with guest account or multiple guest accounts. So we're going to indicate our shipping information here. Move through our payment authorization, collecting payments directly here in BigCommerce, although Acumatica has native connectors for credit card processing as well. Okay, so we got an order number there, number 226. If I jump back over to my Acumatica instance here and go ahead and discard that order. Back to my commerce monitoring dashboard. Take a look at our sync history, and it'll update shortly with that new order. If I take a look over at my sales orders list, we're going to see that show up here in just a moment. Okay. So it looks like we may need to give it just another minute here. Okay, looks like we've got our sales order number 226 and the associated payment with it all arrived in Acumatica. So here we go. We've got that number 226. Go ahead and open up the order and take a look at how that looks in Acumatica. Got our customer information at the top and all of our order details down below. We can verify our addresses and shipping using our integrated shipping carrier connections. We can call out to our carrier connections using our secure APIs, download our negotiated rates, make sure that we're getting the proper rate for that shipment, and then move forward with the processing of the order. So now Acumatica has a lot of tools for automation. And when it comes to processing these orders, if you want to say, once you get comfortable with the system and everything is moving smoothly, you want to allow all of those orders that come in online for which there is product available to process their shipments and print out pick list automatically. We can certainly do that using either the quick process button here on the order to do this one by one, or we can use Acumatica's automation screens to do this on a schedule in an automated way. So I can, with one click, create a few of our steps here, all done for me. It'll print the pick list, confirm the shipment, update my inventory records, and even prepare the invoice for the customer, notifying them that the product is ready to go out. So clicking OK here will allow the system to generate those documents. You can do this certainly one by one, but we can take advantage of the power of Acumatica to automate these steps for us. All right, so here we go. We've got a shipment created. Our pick list is prepared. So let's go ahead and take a look at the shipment. All right, looks like everything is good to go. We can take a look at the pick list. Comes up with barcodes. And again, you can do this one by one, or from our processing screens, we can take a look at one of these, our process shipment screen as an example. We can automate some actions such as printing the pick list. Any place you see these little clock icons, we can add an automation schedule to Acumatica. We can have this done every few minutes or at a specific time of day. Using the filter values that we've specified on the screen, We set the automation one time and let the system take care of it from there. So at PC Bennett, we think about more than just technology. We like to think about how people work and what information you need to make good decisions. You might recognize some of our automotive customers here on the screen. You can read their real reviews on our website. It's no secret that we specialize in solutions for the automotive aftermarket industry, but we've helped hundreds of customers in a variety of industries, and we bring our passion to every project. So if you want to learn more about how this works, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you, and our skilled team will listen to your needs and address your priorities, and hopefully recommend the most cost-effective plan to achieve results. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to Strati to see if there were any questions that came in while we were presenting.
There actually were a few questions that came in, and so I was able to answer one of them, but I'd love if you could go into a little bit more detail for it. One of our attendees asked, is Acumatica compatible with Shopify? Which I said we do have connectors with most major e-commerce providers, but can you go a little bit more in depth in terms of the capability with that connector? Is it similar to the experience that we saw with BigCommerce today?
Absolutely, great question, and thank you for submitting that. Yes, we do have native connections to Shopify as well. This connector is developed by Acumatica directly, so you're not dealing with a third party and the complications that may come from that. You'll realize a lot of the same functionality that you saw demonstrated today with our BigCommerce connector. And again, having that coming directly from the software publisher means increased reliability and modernization when it comes to upgrades and maintaining that.
Fantastic. And then the other question that was submitted was, can PC Bennett assist with updating ACES files per the latest VCDB and generate an XML to submit for Amazon?
Also a good question. PC Bennett doesn't do that directly, but the PDM integration will certainly be able to help with that information. So if you'd like to learn more about how, we'd love to hear from you, and we can certainly follow up with you after our presentation today.
Yeah, definitely can follow up there. And then there was one other question that was actually submitted beforehand that I'd love to just make sure that we can get addressed, which is, what happens if something goes wrong, like an error with an order, and it doesn't sync with the system?
Good question. So let's take a look at how Acumatica can handle that. If we take a look at our BigCommerce store screen here, we've got a number of fail-safes built in. In addition to our dashboard here, where we can sort of keep an eye on how things are rolling in the business at any one time, we can also designate an administrator, a store administrator for each particular store in the system. Now, if you have more than one website, a BigCommerce store and a Shopify store, or even a connection to the Amazon or eBay marketplaces, you can have all of those connections coming into Acumatica and have it at the core, one system maintaining all of that. And of course, with the BigCommerce store or the Shopify store, if there is an error and an issue with any of those sync records, when we designate the store administrator, you'll get notifications of any of those errors proactively as well, coming out of the system to you, so you can address those right away.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. And let's just wait a couple more moments just to see if a few more questions roll in before we end today's webinar. But we really appreciate everyone who submitted questions so far, and let us know if you have anything else that you need answered before we hop off. You know, and actually, Nathan, one question that I do have, just to kind of bridge a gap in case we're waiting for another question to roll in, is how does Acumatica really support selling through multiple channels outside of just a Shopify or BigCommerce solution that we've mentioned so far?
A good question. So you can set up multiple connectors to multiple e-commerce sites. And we've also got third-party connectors to connect to places like eBay Marketplace. And Acumatica is actually developing the Amazon direct connector in-house as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. And yeah, let's just wait a few more moments just to make sure that there aren't any more questions. But I would just like to say that We do provide personal demos of Acumatica that are tailored to companies' specific needs given where your business is at. And so we will surely be following up with attendees after in the following days, just to make sure that we can ask any questions and support you all in your journey of bringing on PC Bennett as a partner, a technology partner. And actually, wow, we did just get one more question. So can the software, Nathan, handle multiple different warehouses?
Good question. Yes, absolutely. Acumatica, natively out of the box at its core, supports multiple companies. The companies can have multiple branches, including multiple warehouses and locations within each company or branch. So for your intercompany transfers, maybe you've got one warehouse which is responsible for buying all of your products, but then you supply the other locations via transfer. We can actually use that configuration and contemplate that when we're talking about replenishment as well.
Fantastic. Just wait a couple more moments. We still have a couple attendees still on the call, so just want to make sure that they don't have any additional questions. But we really appreciate everyone engaging with us today. This has been a really fruitful endeavor, and we're thrilled to be able to support your efforts in choosing an ERP. PC Bennett is very focused on the aftermarket industries because we offer something like AutoFitmentPlus, and we understand the need to have that ACES data and fitment data within your organization just to really streamline your processes and improve your employee productivity. So with that, I think we can end today's call. Again, I really appreciate everyone who joined and look forward to follow-up communication for us so we can continue to support you on your journey in choosing an ERP provider. Thank you all and have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.